Get ready, folks.
I sure am. Are you ready?
I sure am.
Super excited. Hello, good evening. It is Paranormal PhD with me, Dr. Rebecca Foster. Thank you for joining me. It's Tuesday evening. I know I am late to the game. It's normally 9 Eastern. However, it is also baseball season. And the last few weeks, I have been stuck at games. And I said, I'm just going to get on late tonight, even though. So hopefully you guys are getting notifications that I am on now. Again, normally this is a 9 Eastern show. However, games take precedence sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Ugh, and it just went on and on forever and ever. It was a long game. So I hope everybody is doing well this Tuesday. What is it, the 8th? The 7th. I'm pushing myself ahead. Time flies when you're having fun. So again, thanks for joining me tonight. I'm going to do some readings, impromptu, basically just randomly pull you from the crowd. And if you are in the Facebook or the YouTube rooms, I will be pulling you from comments, your comments from that section. And then later on, I will also be bringing people on to discuss whatever we're discussing and share their own experiences. So if you go to facebook.com/God's Reader, and if you go to YouTube and search Rebecca Foster PhD, you will find my live there. And then you'll be able to jump into those chat rooms and join me live once I throw the link in. If you're on TikTok, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I love having you guys here. And the chat room runs super fast on TikTok. So I'll kind of stop it every now and then so I can pull people from that as well. And how's everybody doing? How's everyone doing? I'm telling you, it's been a real whirlwind, hasn't it? Just craziness of life happening. How many people have had just amazing chaos happen? Raising our hands everywhere. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And I don't know. It's not even Friday yet. I love the weekends. I just like the week. I feel like I have nothing to do, but I do. It's because it's a weekend, maybe. All right. So let's see who is in the chat room. And I don't know. I didn't have anything scheduled to discuss tonight. I do have a humongous surprise. I cannot share it yet because, you share something, you jinx it. So I have a huge surprise I will share after the fact. Once it's written in stone. Bam. How's that grab you? Okay. So stay tuned and make sure you're subscribing and liking and following. All right. And everybody's like, yes, weekends are wonderful. They are amazing chaos in the same. And no, Duncan, Alicia, I'm telling you, there are chaotic butterflies. It wasn't it Andy Kaufman. I think Andy Kaufman talked about chaotic butterflies. And so does Stephen Maddox. But that's a whole other chapter of my life from like 10 years ago. And I'm pretty sure Andy is still alive because I haven't heard otherwise, but Andy Kaufman is still alive, people. And I may be aging myself, but just so you know, look him up. Andy Kaufman faked his death. He's still alive. And I've been in contact with him for the last 12, what is this? Yeah, about 12 years now. So bam, chicka, bow, wow. He's still alive. Okay, let's get some readings done. I just have to talk a little bit so I can get everybody in. I can get everybody's energies calmed down. So if this is your first time seeing me here tonight, this is basically, okay, so I have a PhD in health sciences because people are always like, oh my God, how's she a doctor? So I have a PhD in health sciences, and I had a focus on people who are addicted to heroin or opioids. So that was that. And I was also a teacher with a major university for about 10 years, and that requires a professorship, PhD. And then I've been a medium for 36 years this year, practicing professional, well, that's a relative term, I guess, but professional medium. And my information, it comes from God and from spirit guides from people who have passed over. I do not consult the dead. I do not ask them questions because anything can answer. And so when I'm doing these readings, I am just pulling people who I'm like told to stop on, and then I read for that individual. If you have something specific, it really doesn't matter. You can put it up there, but you can call yourself Toto for all I care, and it'll just come through the same way that it's meant to for you. It comes through symbolically as well. So I'll first explain what I am being shown, and then I'll explain what it means. So you'll kind of get a little bit of a double whammy, and I will read as many people as I can. So let's get started, shall we? Yeah. And if you get a reading, post somewhere in the comments, because viewers always want to know if that made any sense. Does that make sense? Or is she just throwing bull out there? Okay. Excuse me if I swear every now and then. If you don't like it, just put on your earmuffs, because it will happen sometimes. Just a little bit. Those of you that are in YouTube, Lala, she is in there. So if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask, and she will be, while she's here, because she's a busy lady with her own business. So while she's there, if you have questions, bam. Okay, Renee Raub. Excuse me too if I mispronounce names. I hate mispronouncing names, but the English language is super fun. So, Renee Raub, can you read for my daughter? I just took her to the emergency room for bipolar and psychosis. I feel bad. Why would you feel bad, Renee? You don't feel bad. You're doing her a service. For psychosis and for bipolar. So let's find you first, Renee. Let's find out what's going on with you. Well, I can feel your energy, but I also feel your energy feels loving and caring, but also to a point of being very pragmatic and being very, almost to a point or a limit, it feels. And so don't feel badly because that you're at that point. You know, we all have compassion. We all have that benefit of the doubt aspect of our behaviors. However, you're doing her a favor. So let's look at what's happening here. This isn't something that's new either. I want you to know, Renee, it's not something new. This has been some portion of her character, of her makeup. It looks like most of her life. And it may not have become super apparent until now. But it just looks like this may have been something that kind of surfaced every now and then and went back, or it was mistaken as, you know, a tantrum or whatever. But it looks like this has been, and the number 8, so her 8, being 8 years old, something there seems to have like really opened her up to this. And, you know, when I look at someone who has any kind of mental health issue, such as bipolar, schizophrenia, when I'm looking at people like that, I also look at the spiritual impact, because I could have very easily been diagnosed schizophrenic if doctors were allowed to do that. And I was like, hell to the no. Okay, I know I see stuff. And so I had to fight back. And I think that sometimes it's something that's just so strong that people aren't able to do that. And upon looking at her, I think the one problem that she has, Renee, that the physicians really need to also look at is that she is actually hearing things. So on top of the bipolar aspect of this, the psychosis looks like it is taking a much broader spectrum effect of her behavior, because she actually is hearing and seeing things that are most likely taking advantage of her bipolar, and it's driving her crazy. And there's nothing worse than thinking you're crazy, because there is a part of us that always knows there's something wrong. This is not who I am. So I think you're doing her a good service. I would not recommend taking her to a church. No offense to the church people, but she's not possessed. She's just hearing and seeing things that are actually there that no one else can see and hear. And it looks probably because that veil is lifted slightly due to her bipolar. I would I would just connect her with maybe while she's balanced, I would connect her with some spiritual work or books, things that can help her to make sense of what's going on in her world, help her to gain some control and understanding of what's going on. Yeehaw. All right. Whew. Good energy, though. If it was bad energy, I would never have read you, Renee, or your daughter, because if it was something negative or truly like demonic or mean, it will find me the moment I find you. And I don't see that. Yeah, I'm going to have to put on my glasses now because my eyes are peeling out of my head. October Skies 7 is new here. Well, I'm going to tell you what, October Skies, you know what? Be careful of where you walk right now. And the reason I say that is because you're wearing just a pair of flip-flops, just a simple pair of flip-flops, and you are stepping off of one edge of a riverbank across these slippery rocks to get to the other side. Now, obviously, you're the type of person that does not do anything easily. You take the difficult route for the most part. Your soul is trying to learn as much as possible this time. So when people ask, why do you always do it the hard way? Well, you're telling me that this is how it's going to go. It could be easier this way, but I'm still feeling up for a challenge and I want to learn it myself. There's nothing wrong with that. So the point of the matter is when there's water of any kind, it represents issues and problems. And you don't want to fall in the water. So what they're saying is you have some precarious looking shoes on. You're stepping on these slippery rocks and there is a high potential for falling in the water. So try to be very thoughtful in each step that you take as you leave your comfort zone for this new journey you're about to go on, because it looks like it could be something that you didn't have set in your mind. It could be something that you're like, holy crap, I don't know if I'm built for this, but you are, because I'm seeing you as being pretty tough. And the number 3 is also very popular for you. The 3rd, the 3, the triangle, the Trinity. That's pretty awesome. I love that. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay. For those of you on Facebook and on YouTube, if I put a star next to you, it's because I've read you, so then I know not to go back. Okay. Hold on, let's see. Dawn Cove 876. Any messages from Owen for me, from my daughter, for me or my daughter? The one thing that I am seeing that I'm supposed to give you is a raggedy teddy bear. It looks like a super loved teddy bear. And it looks almost like a cream or an almond color that is under somebody's arm. And I'm supposed to mention a cream or almond colored teddy bear. And then also, it's funny because I know this sounds weird, but it sounded like he just said, you always sometimes, you can always sometimes. It's funny how he said that because he goes, you can always sometimes get stuck in a rut. It's like he's got a twang when he says it. He's like, there's something country about him. There's something that he's trying to convey to me that is very wholesome and loving. And he's like, you always, but sometimes you always can sometimes get stuck in a rut. And the message that I'm getting is that it's time for you to come out of the rut, Dawn. Time to come out of the rut and figure it out. Figure out how to get out of the rut. Time to get out of the rut. Watch for those pennies, feathers, and dimes too. And have your daughter collect them. It's pretty awesome. Time to get out of your rut. I love that. Okay. I had to make some tea because seriously, my allergies like exploded tonight from the stupid weather. I hate it. Kitty Alamaxi just became my top 2 viewer. I love that. Is that fabulous or what? Kitty. Let's see. What's going on with Kitty? Okay. You smell like smell like? You smell like orange buttercream. That's the only way I can put it. Heavenly smells of the buttercream mixed with a fresh squeezed morning. Like a happy, jovial, heavenly wake up. It's the only way I can put it. A new day, something anew, miracles, because miracles, they freaking happen. I've had several miracles happen lately that when they happen and they come through, it's like, listen to them, pay attention. And for you, it feels almost like, really quickly, Kitty, it feels like a transition in a way of education or something. There's a learning aspect here. So education, going to school, redoing education. There's something going on with education for you. So if it starts cropping up, it's probably not because you were like, I'm thinking of going to school, and then all of a sudden Google starts just like ravaging your phone with educational ads. It's like seeing it on the TV, on a billboard. It is hearing about it. It is just being barraged with stuff. So it's that kind of thing, but it feels like a learning curve and something educational. And that looks like it would probably be something that either you're stepping into right now or about to step into. So if you start to see that, do it. Do it. And thank you for being the number 2 viewer. I love that. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back up to my list. Wow, that just jumped crazy. Hello, Gene Imers. How are you? I haven't seen you in a very long time. Kim Zolik Bisky. Hello, how are you? Kim, the first message for you is you are going to have a lot to say about something. Don't. And the reason you guys are saying this is because you're going to see some kind of experience or feel that there might be a miscommunication or an injustice. And what I'm hearing to tell you is nobody is going to want to hear your side. Nobody's going to want to hear your opinion. They don't want to hear your advice, and it will be taken in a different way. And the reason they won't listen to it is because they're going to go, oh, here she goes. She's going to start blah, blah, blah. And so it's almost like the people that you will be attempting to help or to instruct, there is a huge lack of respect there, and they're not going to hear anything you say. You will be wasting your time, your energy, your breath, all of it. It's one of those situations where you can't do anything about it. Like when you're an employee at JCPenney's and you see a child being beaten and then you see a mom smacked across the face, you can't walk up to the man and say anything because then you have to get fired, which happened to me. So it's that kind of a situation. Actually, they were like, you can't do that. You're going to get fired. I'm like, actually, I quit. Because if I can't stand up for that woman and that baby because that guy's an ass, y'all got something wrong with you. And I walked out fuming. It's that kind of a situation, Kim. You can't say anything. Nobody wants to hear it. And then really quickly before I back away from you, they show a younger man, same tier level as you, brown hair, passed away. And he he's just standing behind you. He's in blue jeans. It looks like a red plaid shirt. He may even have a hat on of some kind, but brunette standing behind you. He resembles your face too. He resembles your look, except you look cooler skin where he looks more warm skin. Like he would tan before he burns, or he tanned a lot, or he worked out outside or something. But this gentleman is standing behind you, wants me to acknowledge that. And I would say a name, but I'm getting a mixture of names, which is confusing because it doesn't make it sound like it's like a soft. It makes he's making me say it like soft, like curt or cute or coot or something like that. So, and I'm not sure because I saw some other stuff come through, and normally I'll wait to give a name, but it's something. I'll give it to you just in case. Maybe it was meant to come that way. All right. Okay. Let's go on down here. All right. Oh, my hair just got in my tea. That's disgusting. Let's go back up. This was a long one here. Hold on. Okay, Alicia. Things get better. I drowned many years ago, and that experience still feels more real to me. Let me put this up for you guys. That experience still feels more real to me than anything in this lifetime. I wanted hypnotist to go back to that near-death experience. Life was good before that. Life has been a challenge. Well, Alicia, what's interesting is you have an experience of a near death where you're very conscious of it. You remember it. You were old enough to experience it and remember it. You're able to remember your before and then your after. Many people have near death experiences and don't ever realize it or remember it because they happen when they're way young. And what happens is the moment you get to that point where you're able to touch the light, but you don't go through it, your veil is gone. Your veil is lifted. You remember the sounds, the smells, the feeling, the love, the unconditionality of heaven. You experience all of that again. That huge longing for that's within every one of us, that kind of empty feeling that we all have that we're never truly able to fill, that's the longing to go back home. It's always there. You got up close and personal with it and you remember it. And so everything was great here before that. But then you come back alive and you're like, wait, this does not feel like heaven. I don't like the way that the human body feels. I don't like that I feel pain. I don't like that I feel suffering. I don't want to feel angry. All of the human emotions are not felt up there. And we feel pain. You cut yourself, you feel it, you bleed, and you have a very unique experience. The thing about it is once that veil is lifted, you can look at it the way you are, is that everything's been a challenge, or you can look at it and go, okay, you know what, God, you know what, I don't know what you want from me after that experience. I don't know why you brought me back, and I am just going to play hooky from all of my responsibilities and my adulting for a bit. And I'm going to let you do what you want with me. I'm just do whatever you want and resign yourself to whatever it is that you think you're supposed to do in this life. You should not lean onto your own understanding. Meaning, if you try to make sense of everything according to what you know, you're going to screw it up. We all do. We all do. I can't do that. I can't get up and sing on stage. And then you get up and you sing on stage. Holy crap, I could do that. I can't ride a bike. Yes, you can. Get on the dang bike. Holy cow, I could ride a bike. See, people discourage themselves all the time based on what they think they can or can't do. I would take what you have experienced, know that you have experienced it, and allow spirit to work in your life and just say, okay, I'm ready. Whatever you want to do with me, I'm ready. And then allow him to gift you with whatever it is that he sees fit. Super simple. It is. And then you have to watch for it. And if you're going to use that experience to benefit, probably it's not just for you, girl. Okay. It's probably for a lot of other people down here that he's done this. It's just the fact. And it's interesting too, because old souls never want to be down here anyway. They just don't. They try to find ways out. Old souls never have a written path or a designated, like, when I grow up, I'm going to be a ballerina and I'm going to dance until I'm 99. They don't do that. That's not what happens. Old souls usually are like jacks of all trade, and they do lots of different things. They experience many different things. They love to do different things. And you just have to accept who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. It's an amazing blessing that you're still here to talk with us right now and to share your story. So now look for that silver lining. What does he want to use you for? What does he want? Let him use you. That's what you need to do. Let it all go. Wendy Martin, hello, my girl. How are you? And I want to share, thank you. You know what? Okay. This is Wendy. So bottom of my heart for getting me to compete. Okay. So anybody on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube who saw all my barrage of posts about Wendy, this is her. And yes, I want to personally thank you as well for putting up with all of my posts over and over. Just vote, 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 vote for Wendy. She came in second. She was in first and then second and then first and then second. And you just never know because people could also buy votes. So I don't know, how many votes were purchased for anybody, but I know that you guys, I was getting messages all the time. I voted. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And I appreciate it for her because she was. And the cool thing is now Health and Fitness knows who Wendy is. I don't think it's over for Wendy. I think there's going to be, and you may just see her in the friendly skies with, well, Southwest actually. She'll be flying Southwest. She may be your stewardess and bring you a coffee or a beer, give you a pillow, tuck you in on a long flight. You never can tell. Whoop, 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 Wendy. Okay. Okay. I love you too, girl. I love that. Lala, yes, you are an ancient soul, girl. You are an old soul. You absolutely are. You are. It's true. Amy Alley, we're hoping for some form of inspiration. Well, let me okay. So I was finishing up some readings today, and I'll read this to you guys because I don't remember what I was told to write, but I will read this to you because that's if you aren't on all my stuff, if you're on TikTok and stuff. You may not have seen this on Facebook and so forth. But I was just getting some stuff done, and every now and then I'll get this feed from up there, and I thought, okay, you know what? I'll put this down. So this is what I was told to write. Okay. If your soul is saying to be lazy today, then be lazy for the day. Give yourself that grace. If your soul is telling you to say no to something, then listen to your soul and say no. It is a time of great change, and the only way I can easily explain this is that your father is cleaning the house, and the best thing for you to do is go outside and play. Get out of his way. If he throws something away, you most likely won't miss it. Most kids don't. If he removes your favorite shoes or blanket or shirt or your most squishy of comforts, then realize that he knows you probably outgrew it, but you would have continued to wear it or use it. And that item, even though your blood is constricted or you aren't covered up properly, you've outgrown it. Cry if you want to, but eventually you will get those new shoes or new shirt, a new blanket that fits you as you have grown, and maybe you decide you don't need one after all. God bless. So that's what he was saying. Get out of his way. Get out of his way. It's you get out of your own way too. So many times people stand in their own way. Where are you going? What are you about to do? No. Get out of your own way. And Amy, I will also tell you that you are not alone in your struggle. You're just not. And that doesn't make it easier. It's like, oh, everybody bleeds. But you're not alone. And the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes when we are struggling and we are finding it hard to breathe and we are finding that we just feel super alone and misunderstood or not understood or that nobody listens or cares or that we can't share our grief and our struggle. We can't share. I can't share that. What will they think of me if I share that? What are they going to say if I tell them this? You're not going through it alone. For anybody who is struggling, I'm going to tell you this right now. Very short read. Go to 1 Peter chapter 4. Okay, 1 Peter 4, 5. There's 2 little books in there. But it's 1 Peter, and it's like 7 pages, maybe 6 pages. And you'll end up reading that, and then you'll end up going back and starting at 1. Because in it, it says, you are not alone. You are, everyone is struggling right now. And in due time, after you have suffered a while, he will lift you up and strengthen you. That is amazing because it's not like he's saying this is going to be easy on you. You're going to suffer a little bit, but it's going to make you such a much stronger person to know what the hell did I just go through and I lived? Oh my gosh. Don't ever listen to the dark things. Don't ever listen to the negative things. Don't ever listen to anything that talks crap in your ear. And if you're hearing that and you're ignoring it, they're going to find someone that you know to say those words. So steer clear of all of that too. Just don't listen. Just don't listen to it. Holy cow. Okay, TikTok stopped. Let's find out what's going on here. Angela Smith, 1969, any message from my mom? Well, let's see, Angela Smith, if you've got a message from your mama. She smells like, I thought it was a rose at first. She smelled like roses at first. But I want to say white roses. I know that's weird, but it smells like a white rose. And wants me to point like nails. Wants me to acknowledge her nails. So I don't know if she's talking about her nails or you just getting your nails done. Maybe as a sign like, hey, I know she just got her nails done. Where did she go? I think she's actually around you. Angela, I think she's actually around you personally right now. See, when we go to heaven, we can pretty much just go anywhere, and it feels almost like she's around you. She gave me a whiff of her energy, and that looks like it almost looks like a white blanket. This looks like a white blanket that she wants me to acknowledge. And it almost looks like it'd be across the feet or I'm looking going, gosh, is that fluffy socks or is that a blanket across the legs or the ankles? Oh my gosh, my kids are upstairs. I don't know what they're fighting over. At least they're laughing, right? They're laughing, fighting, which is good. But and then an M comes through. So I don't know if that, you're an Angela, so it's not for you. I don't know if that's for her first name or if she's trying to get me to say mom. And then there's what sounds like a sisterly energy with her as well. So a sisterly energy, and a T. I think it's a T because if it's reversed, it's still a T. So it looks like a T initial that comes through. I love that. Thank you for the welcome back because I know I was last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks that I haven't been on because of this baseball schedule. It's seriously hectic and crazy. And everything else is hectic and crazy. So every time I try to get on to do like a makeup day gallery, it never comes through. So October Skies, your daughter is Trinity. Oh my gosh. And she's 3 years old and your third child. Holy cows, Batman. Trinity. And that's what he said before. Trinity. That is flipping amazing. I love that. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. I love that. All right. You guys are awesome. And I haven't even been on TikTok. Okay. You ask anybody on TikTok. I have not been on to do any reads. A medical interpreter, over 20 years experience, but looking for a better job. Anything you can see from Millie Gartz. Well, this is interesting, Millie, because I immediately, I know this, how it works so fast. It's like a split second. You know, human beings have over 1,000 seconds in a second, 1,000 thoughts per second. Is that insane? But it's the truth. So Millie, I immediately took you from and put you in healthcare, and I threw you into the healthcare scene, and you bounced right back at me. Boom. And so as far as that went, I'm like, okay, so that's not where she needs to be anyway. What it feels like is purpose calling you. What it feels like is a calling or a soul calling. It feels like, okay, I did that. I'm educated to do that. I can do that. But now I want to do this. And I just want to break glass and make pretty window arrangements from the rest of my life. I mean, it's that kind of a feeling, as if what you are doing is good. It serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. That's different. It serves a purpose. It might be a purpose for the hospital. Maybe it is a purpose to pay the bills. Whatever that purpose is, I can't put you in the hospital or the medical field. But when I pull you back and I throw you on the sidewalk, breaking glass and creating beautiful stained glass arrangements, it's like the music picks up and you're in a pair of overalls and your hair is in a bandana pulled back and the sunlight's coming in. And I'm just watching you creatively really going to town. And you're like, do you like, I like that too. You're even talking to your guides as you're creating these things. So the fact that you're saying, is there a better job? Anything that I can see, I can tell you that there are a lot of jobs out there that you can do that will fulfill a purpose or two. But it looks like your calling that you're about to embark on endeavoring to do that will fulfill your purpose. Bam. And take the knowledge that you have, your tacit experience, and consider, what do you do? What do you want to do that may sound crazy, but sounds like that would fulfill everything in your heart to do? And like they say, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm able to do what I love doing for the rest of my life. I get paid to do it. That kind of a thing. That will be you saying those words. That will be you. That's awesome. I love that. Okay. This thing is kind of jumbling up every now and then. So, okay. So I have a question from Lalabansky. So what is an old soul? um, so there's several different types of souls, but old souls are those that have been around human energy, have been human many, many hundreds of times. Okay, we're talking over the expanse of thousands of years. And old souls have come down here and lived and been men and women and black and white and Hindi and all sorts of different people of every shape and size and color and experience and life experience and status. And those souls, it's funny. Okay, so you get to, this is the best way I can explain it. So an old soul dies and goes up to heaven. They're like, finally, thank God. I'm so tired of going back down there. I'm tired of helping people. Okay, because an old soul usually ends up in like healthcare, law enforcement, military. People think HR, hairdressers, bartenders. Okay, counselors, therapists, psychotherapists. These people are in the helping fields. And the thing is they're surrounded by people helping people, but they hate people. And let me clarify that. It's not like they're like, I hate people so much. It's they hate human behavior. They hate how people are selfish, how people don't look beyond themselves. They hate how people are bad drivers who don't just move over when someone's trying to pass you. Okay, there's a lot of things. They just it's like I can't get through to them, and they're not learning, and they keep making these mistakes. There's no use for me down there. And then they're like, yeah, so you just got back and there's a really nice buffet for you, but, and you're like, what? That's what an old soul is like. What? We need you to go back down because this is happening. And like, no, no, I just got here. Okay, so old souls are then asked to come back down and to awaken while they are here. 11:11, time to wake up, smell the coffee. 111 222 333 555 444 999. Okay, and they work diligently. Your guides work and work and work to wake you up. Usually, an old soul is very defiant. They don't want to be told what to do, but they end up helping people. And they have, like I said, they're jacks of all trade. They do lots of different things with their lives. Nothing is ever set in stone. They go where they're needed. They love who they are supposed to love. They are right in the moment when they are supposed to be in that moment. And then they pick up their little hobo bag and go to their next portion of their life. And if you are an old soul who hasn't figured that out yet, then life is very hard. Now, if you are an incarnate angel, that means that at some point over the last few centuries or thousands of years or eons, you had wings at one point and you decided, I need to go down there because life is absolute hell on earth. So chop, chop, off come the wings, you become a human. And an incarnate angel is someone who a lot of times will fight with their weight, There will be a lot of weight issues, like they'll put on weight and lose weight, and put on weight and lose weight. They'll be considered emotional eaters, or people that are stress eaters. And the reason for that is because incarnate angels come down and they don't know how to say no. Everything's okay. Yeah, I absolutely, my calendar is so full. I'm just going to stick a knife in my eye, but I will do that for you right now. I'm going to stop all this important stuff that I'm doing. I'm going to do that for you right now. That's what I'm going to do. That's what incarnate angels, they don't know how to say no. And so they fall. Please let me also mention this. Okay. This other little difference. Both types of people will attract narcissists. They will attract addicted people, abusive people, negative people, hateful people. They will attract all sorts of troubled people. The difference is this. Old souls will help and work and guide. And then they go, you know what? I've done enough. I am done. Bye. I don't care anymore. Old souls get to a point where they're done. Whereas incarnate angels, they will work until there's nothing left of them to try to help this individual. So what it is because they're surrounded by all these negative energies that they don't know how to say no to, they eat. It's stress. I had a really bad day. I'm eating my bag of chips or whatever. It's not that. You are putting on weight to put distance between you and the negative people and situations. So you eat. Instead of putting up a beautiful aura around you that electrifies anybody who touches it, you eat. So the next time you're stressed out and you try to put a bag of chips in your mouth or a carton of ice cream or whatever it might be, ask yourself, do I hate my job? Who am I around all the time that stresses me out? And try to make sense of that and acknowledge it first before you put food in your mouth. That's for incarnate angels. They will also be in helper services. A lot of times they're in healthcare. They will be nurses. A lot of times they're nurses, but they will be in helper situations as well. They a lot of times will have light hair, blue eyes. I've seen brown-eyed people before, but a lot of times they'll have light hair, blue eyes, or they'll have cooler skin. So if we're talking about like African American skin, if you look at the tone on the wrist, on any colored skin, it doesn't matter. Okay, Caucasian, except really, really dark skin. Well, yeah, because a lot of darker skins will naturally be cool toned, more blue toned. If you look at the wrist, you'll see if it's yellow or neutral, that is more warm. And if it is, and if it's bluer, and you can see the veins, then it's more cool skinned. And a lot of times that will also tie into, so if you tend to wear more bronzes and more yellows and golds, that's more of a warmer skin. But if you're one of those people who's cooler and you wear the silvers and you choose like fuchsias and burgundies and pinks, you very well might be an incarnate angel. Bam. Okay. And that doesn't matter. On a Caucasian side, it's usually like lighter hair, blue eyes. But when we're talking African American skin and angels, it comes down to the tone, or like a more of a bluer tone. It's very interesting. Isn't that cool? I know. So everybody's like, huh, what am I? And you're like, okay. But a lot of times it's just the description too. You're able to make sense of that. So that is incarnate angels. You guys, I'm off on a tangent right now. I'm on a tangent train, choo-choo, telling you about them. And then you've got your Earthbounders. Earthbounders are just here. They get up, they go to work, they do their thing. They believe in nothing that they can't see. And everything must be shown to them. And ghosts aren't real. And people like me are crazy. Bam. And that's okay. It's just that Earthbounders eventually, when they wake up in their 50s because something smacks them in the face and they go, oh my gosh, this isn't been how, like, what's with my life? This isn't, and they have these like nervous breakdowns and these midlife crises. It's not really that. It's that they're really awakening to who they are and that there's so much more out there. So the next time somebody is like 60 and buying a Corvette and shaving their head and putting on a punk rock outfit, maybe that's just who they always were. They just didn't realize it, you know? C'est la vie. To each our own. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay. Um, let's see here. Sorry. Okay, so let me go all the way down to here too. Let me see what's going on the chat. There is only one Lala, Steph. You are correct. Isabel, yes. Yes. Okay, so Isabel is asking, could a parent come back as a child? Yes. Yes. It doesn't matter how it happens. When somebody passes over, there is an opportunity for them to come back down whenever they choose. And some people choose to come back quickly. Others will wait until they can meet up with the rest of the people they want to have another life with. So the most important people that are in your life right now, you've probably had many previous lives with, and you trust their soul enough to help you get through difficult situations. And so for instance, my daughter told me when she was 3 that she was my grandmother. So my grandma, my great grandma, Cinderella was her name. So I was going to call her. What it was so freaking weird. Oh my God, it just hit me. When she was 3, she told me she was my great grandmother, Cinderella. And I was actually going to name her Aubriella. Is that freaking weird? I was going to call her Aubriella. Oh, now that's weird because wow. She's like, you remember when you guys used to call me Cindy? And I'm like, she went through the whole thing and I thought, oh my God, you're my great grandma. Oh, wait. And where is it at? Where is it at? Do I have it here? I do. Oh my God. Okay, look at this. Okay, I have to tell you guys. So before she was born, we had this little girl in the house that came with my grandmother's books. And she was harassing everybody at night. And I told her, you have to stop playing with everything. And if you want to come into my life, you have to go to heaven and check in. And then you can be born to me. And then she disappeared. And I was going through the books. And, well, I'm sorry. Let me correct that. I didn't go through the books just yet. Where is it at? Here it is. And this book fell off the shelf. This is an old book with a spray of Western pine. And it opened up to a poem called, you can't read it, A Reincarnation. A reincarnation. And it said, this little girl whose face you see was born in 1843. She does not look so old, it's true, and yet to me she's nothing new, but just her great aunt Cicely, who died when she was aged 3. And that little girl in the house was freaking 3. Her voice, her face, her loving ways carry me back to other days when I was young and blithe and free, playing with Sister Cicely. And then there's this dang picture of this little girl. You can't see it. Oh, there you go. From a reincarnation. And she looks just like my daughter. So, talk about the most awesome experience. I love that. So, yes, people will come back. They do come back. They do come back. Yep. Okay. Tiffany Morrissey, can you see if I'm an old soul or an angel from what you described in both? You described on both aspects. So, if you are relating to everything that I talked about where old souls or new soul or incarnate angels are concerned, if you relate to all of that, then you're most likely an incarnate angel because older souls, there's a deliberate way that they are. And as compassionate as an old soul is, they're also very cut and dry to a degree. And if you are finding that you have fluctuated in weight and that part of your aspect of your weight is maybe stress related, you're probably an incarnate angelic being. Yep. You'd be surprised how many are out there, girl. You just have to find each other. Okay. So Amy Bonig, you recently lost your son. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Amy. I'm so sorry for your loss. The other night I heard something. I got up and my dining room light was on, which I never turn on. On my living room floor was 2 8x10 photos of my son from grade school. Oh, yes. Absolutely, Amy. That isn't even a question. That is absolute confirmation that your son was there. You guys don't understand. They can come and go as they please. And if you are finding that lights are on that you never turn on and his photos are laying there, absolutely the coolest thing ever. They'll also like knock pictures over. Um, they'll tilt photos repeatedly, excuse me, trying to get you to pay attention to the fact that they're there. So Amy, yes, that's correct. Amy, yep. I want to make sure I had your name right. That would be your son. Is there a K around him? K sound like Keith or something? It sounded like a K sound, Ken or Keith or something around his name. It just sounded like that. He Hello, Linda. How are you? I was waiting for a reply there from Amy. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that I pick up off of him around the house or from you, from your perspective. The one thing I do see that I'm picking up off of you from him is it looks like a rug with fringe on the ends, white fringe, almost like it would be tied and then hanging. So I don't know how old it is or if it's a Southwest looking like a Southwestern rug, but he wants me to acknowledge this rug with fringe that hangs off of it. Quinn, his name is Quinn. Oh, so that works for me. Quinn, not a K, a Q. Oh, I love that. See, it's Quinn. That's fabulous. I'm glad that he is acknowledging that he's around, and I'm glad he's acknowledging. Thank you, Lauren. I'm glad that he's acknowledging that he's there. And really quickly, Amy, before I go, he's telling me to tell you to do something about your. I think it is. I don't know if it's both feet or your right foot. And it almost looks like, I don't know if you have like a bunion or if you've got like something with plantar fasciitis, but he wants me to talk about you getting your foot fixed or fixing your foot. And I'm wondering if it's like a bunion or what if that, I don't know if that's the right word because I don't do feet, but it almost looks like the side of your foot is sticking out. I think that's correct. I think it's a bunion. Yes. And Amy, I'm sorry for your loss. I can't imagine losing a child. I can't imagine losing a child. I can't imagine it. MZS QRD, if you're still here, yes, you will sell your house. You'll have an offer by July. By July, you will have an offer. And I think you'll actually have two people. Somebody who's already looked at your house will be making an offer at the same time a new viewer. So you may even have like a little bit of a bidding war going on your house. But by July, it'll have an offer and you will be moving. I love that. What time is it? Holy cow. Yes, Trish 712016. Anything from your parents? Yes, you need to take a vacation. You need to take that trip. And I actually went up right across the pond. So we're talking about something international or something overseas, taking a trip overseas. I mean, I see you in a hat and like a little wrap. So maybe a cruise. And you'll be able to see a whole bunch of stuff. Definitely. Trip for you from your parents. Go on a trip. I love that. Okay, let's see here. You're welcome. You're very welcome. And it's slowed down. There we go. That's great. You're welcome too. You guys are all welcome. Kenneth, you lost your daughter almost 3 years. Still hurts. I can't imagine, Kenneth. But I can tell you the smell around you from your daughter, it smells like a hot breeze of lilac. I mean, if you've ever sat next to a lilac bush in the heat of the summer with the blooms, that's what she smells like. But I'm also supposed to tell you something about like a rainy day and in enjoying a rainy day, listening to the rain, listening to the rainy day. And I feel like from her perspective, she's trying to acknowledge being at some point as a little girl. And it looks like you're wearing like a white skivvy shirt, like a white t-shirt. So you must have just like either you're going to end up putting a shirt over it at some point. And so you're in your slacks and like a white t-shirt. And um, it feels as if I'm just sitting there like, I don't know if it's a rocking chair or if I'm sitting in a chair and I'm listening to the rain. I'm listening to watching rain. It smells like hay too. Hay. Hay. And her color is purple. I love that. Well, she smells like lilacs. Beautiful smell. And hay. I know, right? Susan Finley, yes, you can always listen to the replays if you go to the YouTube channel again, which is just go on YouTube and search Rebecca Foster PhD. And then if you go to Facebook, it's /God's Reader, and everything will replay. Because after an hour, or when I reach an hour, I cannot replay TikTok. Blue waters for you. When will you retire? Well, it looks like I'm getting a 3. So it could be March, the 3rd of the month, up to 3 years. I don't think it's 3 years. It could be, but it feels sooner than that. So, but with a 3. So March, 3 months, but up to 3 years. It just feels too far out. I feel like there's going to be changes that happen way before that. And then the initial D as well comes through. Excuse me. Tiffany says the rocking chair is Aunt Deb. That's grandma. Interesting. Kenneth, she's definitely around you. I don't know if you drive a tractor or a truck or what, but she just makes me feel like I'm also watching something coming into the driveway somehow. So you're welcome, Blue Water. It just makes me, that's you, Kenneth. That's you. You drive a truck. Okay. So she's like letting me know to let you know that she's there, which is awesome. Katisha, any idea why I'm suddenly having allergic reactions? Let's find out. Katisha, let's look. Okay. Allergic reactions to ingested things, skin. Okay. So, Katisha, what I want you to do is at some point, I want you to there we have to go back here really quickly. We have to go back. You are hanging on to something that looks like would have kind of been like an ice cream scooper gouge out of your energy and your soul. And it is something that instead of having the time or the ability to successfully fill that back in, you have had to forge ahead and you have had to continue. And so it's almost like you wrapped a bandage around that missing energy and that pain, and then you kept going. And so this is something that looks like it's followed you for a long time. I want you to address whatever that massive loss was. I want you to address it because it's adding to everything that you're stuffing and compacting. I want you to find a meditation app or find something that allows you to acknowledge what you've experienced, experience the pain, maybe walk with God, walk with Christ, walk with your angels, hold their hands and allow them to show you some healing, because it looks like you're almost having an autoimmune response to chronic stress. And I'm hoping that because it's only showing up in right now in allergic reactions, that you might be able to get your body's response to stress and combating the problems. It's just that when our body sees us fighting itself for so long, it turns on itself. And that seems to be the problem. So you don't want to develop autoimmune issues. And right now, if you can go through and clear out everything, let go of it, acknowledge it. It's not that, I mean, this is not something that I can explain so quickly to do. But it really does mean that if you start there, it will help, because it just feels like a compound of stress and pain over time. As adults, we do develop crazy allergies all of a sudden out of the blue. We just start being allergic to things. But a lot of times we make it worse because of stress and because we don't address what we need, and we blow it off and we ignore it. And if this is just happening to you within the last, since like May 12th, it's probably because you have things you must let go, people you need to cut off from your life, and things that you've got to change. And you will probably start breathing easier as well. And something about strawberries, be careful of strawberries. I don't know if you can eat those before or what, but I feel like you take a bite of a strawberry and the whole roof of your mouth starts itching. So watch strawberries. You guys, my time is up for the night. And I thank you so much for joining me. But I will be back again next Tuesday. Again, it might be a little bit late because through June is baseball. But after that, I'm back on schedule. And let me think. Maybe, just maybe next Tuesday, I will be able to share a huge surprise with you guys. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I can. If it does, I will. If I can't, I won't. Does that make sense? Stay tuned. Be back here next Tuesday because I will announce it if I can. Yeah. All right. You guys have a great night. And I love you all. I will talk to you. Many blessings. Go release. Let it all go. Acknowledge your pain. Become who you're meant to become. Love yourself. Know you're not alone. And I'm always thinking about you guys. And everybody that I see, all these names coming across here, and I see this, and I think of everybody all the time. So you guys make it all worth it. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Good night. Bye-bye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, folks.
I sure am. Are you ready?
I sure am.